Council, my name is Harry Zavos. I'm a citizen of Glendale, and the written memo of the city attorney, I believe, misstates my position as well as the charter. 3 minutes doesn't allow me to unpack all those misstatements. Just witness how long it took for the presentation. But for those who are interested, you can go to www.oggc.org/harry.pdf. And you will find a document there that I've prepared. Part 1 of the document is a 3-page analysis of the transfer issue. Part 2 is a 1 1/8 page analysis of the vote issue. And Part 3 consists of exhibits, mainly city documents, which support Parts 1 and 2. You can take the time to carefully read that document, and then you can decide for yourself who is right on the issues. In the time remaining, I'll point out some of the confusions in the city's position that are elaborated on in that document. The charter creates an electrical revenue fund, which is a repository of all electrical receipts. It also dictates how monies can be dispersed from that repository of all electrical receipts. If you go to Part 3 of my document and look at Exhibit Roman numeral 1D, you will see that the city disperses electrical receipts directly from the revenue fund to the general fund. But nowhere does the charter authorize such a disbursement. The 25% figure cited by the city attorney is the measure of the maximum amount of monies in the GWP surplus fund, not the revenue fund, that can be transferred for other than GWP uses. And the charter is clear that the amount of electrical receipts that can go from the revenue fund to that surplus fund is the excess, the surplus, left at the end of the year, if any. The charter's words, not mine. After all budgeted appropriations have been taken care of. That's why it has to take place at the end of the year. That's the only time that you can determine whether you do have an excess or a surplus. What can go to the revenue fund, from the revenue fund to the surplus fund, is the excess and not a specific budgeted amount. Finally, the charter dictates that the transfer from the surplus fund go to a revolving credit fund that advances cash to other city funds pending collection of taxes. And with one exception, those advancements must be returned to the credit fund. In conflict with this provision, and in conflict with Article 11, Section 14's charter proscription that GWP be precluded from going to the general fund, the city nevertheless makes the transfer to the general fund. Again, you can check these along with the text of the sections that I've referred to by going to www.oggc.org/harry.pdf. Thank you, Mayor.